Welcome to War Bios. I'm your host, General Biography. De Gaulle's remarkable journey spanned over 6 decades, from his humble beginnings in Lille to his pivotal role in shaping modern France. Charles André Joseph Marie de Gaulle was born on November 22, 1890, in Lille, a city located in the northern region of France. His birthplace, a charming house on Rue Princesse, still stands today as a testament to his humble beginnings. De Gaulle's family was deeply rooted in French culture and history, with his father, Henri de Gaulle, being a philosophy teacher and a devout Catholic. His mother, Jeanne Maillot, came from a family of entrepreneurs and was known for her strong character and determination. As a child, Charles de Gaulle grew up surrounded by the rich history and cultural heritage of Lille. He spent his early years playing in the city's cobblestone streets, exploring its medieval architecture and listening to his father's stories about French literature and philosophy. The de Gaulle family was close-knit, with Charles being the third of 5 children. His siblings, Xavier, Marie, Agnes, Jacques, and Pierre, would all play important roles in his life, providing support and companionship throughout his journey. De Gaulle's education began at the age of 6 when he enrolled in the local elementary school, École Saint-Thomas. He was an eager student, excelling in subjects such as history, literature, and mathematics. His teachers noted his exceptional memory, curiosity, and strong work ethic, traits that would serve him well throughout his life. As he progressed through his education, de Gaulle developed a deep love for French language and culture, which would become a defining aspect of his identity. In 1901, at the age of 11, Charles de Gaulle began attending the Collège Stanislas in Paris, a prestigious Catholic boarding school. This marked a significant turning point in his life, as he was exposed to new ideas, people, and experiences that broadened his horizons and shaped his worldview. De Gaulle thrived in this environment, making lifelong friends and developing a strong sense of discipline and responsibility. After completing his secondary education, de Gaulle enrolled in the École Spéciale Militaire de Saint-Cyr, France's premier military academy, in 1909. This decision marked the beginning of his military career, which would span over 3 decades and take him to the forefront of French politics. At Saint-Cyr, de Gaulle was trained in the art of warfare, strategy, and leadership, skills that he would later apply with great success on the battlefields of World War I and II. His strong sense of patriotism, commitment to French culture and history, and natural leadership abilities all foreshadowed his later achievements as the leader of the Free French forces. The historical context of his early years, marked by the aftermath of the Franco-Prussian War and the rise of nationalist sentiment in France, also played a significant role in shaping his worldview and informing his decisions as a young officer. The city of Lille, with its rich history and cultural heritage, had a profound impact on de Gaulle's formative years. The city's architecture, cuisine, and traditions all contributed to his sense of identity and belonging, and he often returned to Lille throughout his life to reconnect with his roots and find inspiration. The nearby countryside, with its rolling hills and picturesque villages, also held a special place in Charles's heart, and he would often take long walks through the fields and forests, reflecting on his life and his ambitions. His experiences, influences, and values have prepared him for the challenges that lie ahead, and he is poised to make his mark on the world stage. As World War I broke out in 1914, Charles de Gaulle, then a young lieutenant, was eager to serve his country. He was assigned to the 33rd Infantry Regiment, which was part of the French Fifth Army. De Gaulle quickly distinguished himself as a brave and capable officer, earning recognition for his leadership skills during the Battle of Dinant in August 1914. Despite being wounded in the leg, de Gaulle continued to fight, demonstrating the kind of courage and resilience that would become hallmarks of his military career. In March 1916, de Gaulle was promoted to captain and given command of a company in the 33rd Infantry Regiment. He led his men through some of the bloodiest battles of the war, including the Battle of Verdun, where he was wounded again, this time more seriously. De Gaulle's experiences during World War I had a profound impact on him, shaping his views on warfare, leadership, and the future of France. After the war, de Gaulle became a prominent figure in French military circles, known for his advocacy of armored warfare and his critiques of traditional military tactics. In 1925, he published a book titled The Edge of the Sword, which explored the psychological aspects of warfare and the role of leadership on the battlefield. The book was widely read and discussed, establishing de Gaulle as a leading thinker on military strategy. As the interwar period progressed, de Gaulle's star continued to rise. He served in various staff positions, including a stint as an instructor at the École de Guerre, where he taught tactics and strategy to future French military leaders. De Gaulle also became increasingly involved in politics, serving as a deputy in the French National Assembly from 1946 to 1958. In June 1940, as Germany invaded France, de Gaulle was appointed Under-Secretary of State for National Defense and War. He quickly realized that the French military was on the brink of collapse and that the government was planning to surrender. De Gaulle, determined to continue fighting, delivered a famous radio address from London on June 18, 1940, calling on the French people to resist the German occupation. This speech marked the beginning of de Gaulle's leadership of the Free French Forces, which would become a symbol of French resistance against Nazi Germany. De Gaulle spent the remainder of World War II rallying support for the Allied cause, working closely with leaders like Winston Churchill and Franklin D. Roosevelt. His leadership played a significant role in shaping the course of the war and ultimately contributing to the Allied victory. From his early days as a young officer in World War I to his leadership of the Free French Forces during World War II, de Gaulle has consistently demonstrated courage, resilience, and a deep commitment to French culture and history. As the war came to an end, de Gaulle played a key role in establishing the Fourth Republic, serving as the provisional president of the French government from 1944 to 1946. However, he soon became disillusioned with the political instability and inefficiencies of the new government, and he resigned as president in January 1946. De Gaulle then founded the Rassemblement du Peuple Français, a political party that aimed to promote national unity and reform. In the late 1950s, France was facing significant challenges, including a debilitating war in Algeria and a stagnant economy. In 1958, de Gaulle was invited to return to power as prime minister, and he quickly set about implementing a series of reforms aimed at stabilizing the country and restoring French greatness. De Gaulle's leadership during this period was marked by his characteristic decisiveness and vision, as he navigated the complex web of Cold War politics and maintained France's independence and influence on the world stage. In 1959, de Gaulle was elected President of France, a position he would hold until 1969. During his presidency, de Gaulle implemented a range of significant reforms, including the creation of the Fifth Republic, which established a strong presidential system and a more stable political framework. He also oversaw a period of rapid economic growth, driven by investments in education, infrastructure, and industry. One of de Gaulle's most notable achievements as president was his handling of the Algerian crisis. De Gaulle had long been a supporter of French withdrawal from Algeria, and in 1962 he negotiated the Évian Accords, which granted Algeria its independence. This move was deeply unpopular with many French citizens, particularly those who had settled in Algeria, but de Gaulle recognized that it was necessary for France's long-term interests. De Gaulle's presidency was also marked by his commitment to maintaining French independence and influence on the world stage. He played a key role in shaping European integration, and he was a strong advocate for a unified Europe. At the same time, however, de Gaulle was wary of American dominance, and he sought to maintain France's sovereignty and autonomy in international affairs. Throughout his presidency, de Gaulle was known for his charismatic leadership style and his ability to inspire loyalty and devotion in his followers. He was a master orator, and his speeches often stirred the passions of the French people. De Gaulle's personal style was also distinctive, marked by his tall stature, his imposing presence, and his characteristic strut. He had restored French greatness, maintained the country's independence and influence on the world stage, and established a strong and stable political framework. De Gaulle's impact extended far beyond France, however, as his leadership and vision inspired countless people around the world. In conclusion, Charles de Gaulle's post-war career was marked by his characteristic courage, resilience, and commitment to French culture and history. Thank you for tuning in to War Bios. If you liked this episode, be sure to subscribe to our podcast and leave a review. That's all for today's War Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm General Biography, reminding you to keep marching toward victory.